Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Renee, Kyrie, Tammy, how y'all doing? Oh, boy, do we have a story today. As you guys seen the title, whew, it's been a while since we spoke on this situation. I think we spoke on it last year, I think, uh when it first like started going down or whatever. And we really haven't been back on that situation. I know I've seen a couple of cases. Court couple of his court cases or whatever, but I didn't bring it to the internet or whatever. But we're gonna talk about it tonight. Um, the other man, the man took his life. They say. I feel like before I go off into what I feel we're gonna play the videos. Yeah, I feel like one thing I can say now, he took the cowardly way out. Why didn't he take his life before he did started doing those horrible things to them children? Um, when he started thinking like that, he should have took his life then. Not wait till after the fact, after he didn't caused all that damage. Hey, Margaret. So let me get the story going here. Let's see. Uh, Instagram. Okay, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, I got a lot on him. Um, okay, share my screen. Okay. So it says Jarvis Butts has died in prison 2 weeks after he learned his sentencing for unaliving Detroit teen Janiah Harris and actually essaying her rather, and her and multiple girls, including his own. You nasty bastard. I hope you burn in hell. Let's go. So I guess that was the bad sentencing right there. So, uh, wow. Okay, hold on. I thought that was the full story. Wait a minute. I do have the full story somewhere. No. Go back. I think I put that last. Where is that story? I thought I saved it. We're going to hear what some other people say.
Oh, they didn't tell you can wear your mask on your new mugshot. Good for you. You hear trial after trial after trial behind your attorneys in that funk ass mask. Glad you can't have it on. This him, y'all. This who hurt them babies. This him right here. Oh, they didn't.
Huh. That's one. Yeah, he did have that damn mask on the whole while. This is Naziah's grandmother, I believe. It says law and crime during the sentencing of Jarvis Butts, the man accused of unaliving Naziah Harris, a family member, became emotional while giving a victim impact statement. Barely holding it together while she was reading her statement, someone in the courtroom yelled, "Shut the F up," and was promptly escorted out. Let's read some of these comments. The whole family failed her. They should not been speaking. They should not have been speaking now. And why isn't the aunt on trial? Okay. Somebody else says, well, I mean, they knew what was going on and did nothing but ignored it. So why cry now? Facts. Somebody else says that auntie and grandmother need to be in jail. They neglected and failed to protect a young baby. They allowed too many bad things to happen under their watchful eyes. Justice for Naziah. Somebody else says the hidden comments are popping. Right? They knew what was going on. Somebody else says, I don't see any tears. Furthermore, if someone told me to shut up whilst I was grieving for my granddaughter, best believe hands are getting thrown. So yeah, nah, this doesn't seem sincere at all. Somebody else said that was nothing but a performance. Somebody else says, was she not in jail? She knew just like her daughters knew. Boy, let's listen.
I'm sorry. Take your time now.
Hey, everybody.
Shut up. Anybody else wants to leave? There is a courtroom, 206 down the hallway. You can observe this proceeding. You can't go. Don't come into my home. Let's step out.
Okay, Margaret.
Let's go. Let's go, man. In the red and in the black. Let's go.
That's hard.
Let's go.
Please remain quiet.
Quiet in the car!
Mom, shut the fuck up.
Let's go. Wait.
Wow.
Take your time now.
She's just a big fake. Nothing but a big ass phony. And I seen somebody threw some cheese balls at her. Hold on, let's see what this is.
Breaking news that just came down moments ago. Jarvis Butts, the man accused in the murder of 13-year-old Janiah Harris, has pleaded guilty to 6 cases, including 6 charges, including second-degree murder and criminal sexual conduct. According to the prosecutor, Butts entered the plea during a pretrial conference this morning. The plea deal includes a sentence agreement of 35 to 60 years in prison. Butts' trial for Harris's murder was expected to begin later this month. We'll stay on top of this for you and have the latest at 4. That's going to do it for us here at noon.
Now that's crazy. It was 6 counts. He pleaded guilty to 6 counts of that stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. He should have been on death row, but he gave his own self death row. So, I feel like 60 years wasn't even enough. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. For that type of thing. And then still didn't tell them where the baby's body was. Still didn't tell them. Hold on, what is that? Okay, this one right here.
I'm not a lawyer, but 43-year-old Jarvis Butts has been found dead in prison. So if you recall, about 2 weeks ago, Jarvis Butts was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison after he accepted a plea deal and pled guilty to killing 13-year-old Janiah Harris, whose body has never been found, as well as he admitted to sexually assaulting multiple children, including his own children. So that was just 2 weeks ago, and now he's been found dead. According to the Michigan Department of Corrections, his death is being reported as a self-inflicted death. And so that's the end of that. Sending love to anyone who was affected by Jarvis's actions, and may Janiah Harris rest in peace.
Yeah. Hold on. I got something to read too. My part. Oh, boy. So now that's the least he could have did, was to told where her body was, so she could have had a proper burial. That's just, oh, God. Okay, let me read this. You was already going to do 60 years. That's the least you could have did. Man sentenced for Janiah Harris unalive and found dead in prison 2 weeks later. Jarvis Butts was sentenced to decades in prison. Um, Jarvis Butts, the man convicted in Janiah Harris unaliving and multiple SA cases, has died in prison. He was found dead on Thursday, March the 26th. The Michigan Department of Corrections confirmed. Butts, 43, pleaded guilty to multiple charges in 6 different cases in February, including second-degree unaliving of Janiah Harris. On March the 12th, he was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison for killing Janiah Harris. He was also sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison for 5 other SA charges, which would have been served concurrently. According to the Michigan Department of Corrections, he was sent to Charles Eagler Reception and Guidance Center in Jackson County. His earliest release date was set for September the 26th, 2059. Jarvis Butts was charged with numerous felonies in 2025 in connection with Harris' disappearance and unaliving as well as a separate SA case involving an 8-year-old relative and another girl. Harris, a 13-year-old E.J. Clark Preparatory Academy student, went missing in January 2024. Her body has not been found. On February 12th, 2026, just under 2 weeks before his trial was scheduled to begin, Butts entered guilty pleas in 6 different cases during his pretrial hearing. Butts pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree criminal conduct with sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years in prison. That's for case 1. Case 2, Butts pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree criminal SA conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years in prison. Case 3, Butts pleaded guilty to second-degree unaliving with a sentence agreement of 35 to 60 years in prison. Case 4, Butts pleaded guilty to second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years in prison. Case 5, Butts pleaded guilty to third-degree criminal SA conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years in prison. Case 6, Butts pleaded guilty to second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a sentence agreement of 10 to 15 years in prison. As part of a plea agreement, some additional charges in the 6 cases were dismissed. A source told Local 4 that Butts admitted to dumping Harris' body in Rouge River near 7 Mile and Berg, where police initially searched for the 13-year-old girl. Officials previously said that officers found an inside-out pink jumpsuit, a black jacket, and a red and black shoe near the intersection of 7 Mile and Berg. When they initially were searching for her, a U.S. Border Patrol officer assisting in the case previously testified in court that the clothing he found had not been there for a long period of time, as there was no discoloration in the clothing and no evidence of animals getting into it. He described the clothing looked fresh. I think that's it on that. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. So they said allegedly he took his life by suicide. Coward. Let's finish listening to these. I mean, share my screen. Finish getting into the rest of these clips. Let me see. Did we do that one already? Wait. We did that one. Okay, this one. This is Detroit rapper putting Janiah Harris' story in a song. We'll play that later. Hold on. It's a lot of love.
Jarvis Butts has admitted to unaliving Janiah Harris and dumping her body. He also pled guilty to 5 other charges. However, I had to remake this video because I just now saw that his time is going to be served concurrently, which means that he is not going to be facing up to 135 years in jail. He is only going to be facing 35 to 60 years in jail, which is some BS.
Right.
Y'all, I cannot believe this. You unalive somebody that was 13, had their whole life ahead of her, had probably 60 plus years ahead of her,
Right.
and you're only facing 60 years in jail. You have essayed multiple children, and you're only facing up to 60 years in jail. Y'all, this is a crock of bullshit. Excuse my language. But he says that he not only unalived her, but that he dumped her body in the Rouge River over near 7 Mile. Now, remember, people were saying they found a tennis shoe, a jacket. They also found her ID all in the 7 Mile area. Y'all, I am so irritated. I am so pissed off because, yes, this is closure. Yes, her family gets some closure. Hell, does her family even care?
Right.
Y'all, I am so pissed off. This is a mess. His sentencing is scheduled for March. Once we have some more information on that, I will let you all know.
Yeah, that's crazy. When for them to run that concurrent like that. It's like, don't the babies' lives matter? Damn.
Giving a 4-year-old an STD, molesting and penetrating your own daughter is nasty work.
Can you give us just a brief summary for each case?
Yes, Judge.
Very, relatively brief, yes.
Sure, Judge. Starting with the case ending in 619, that is a criminal sexual conduct in the first degree with added charges of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree. That is for Mr. Butt's biological daughter, and she was around 8 or 9 when the touchings first started happening, and 10 when she was penetrated. Mr. Butts is a habitual offender, 4th offense notice, mandatory 25 years, and he also has a prior conviction for criminal sexual conduct in the 3rd degree with a person 13 through 15.
Can you background on those 2 cases, please?
Yes, and as it relates to case ending in 618, that is 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the 2nd degree. He does have the 2nd offense notice on that, along with the habitual 4th offense mandatory 25. That case is for the sexual assault of a 4-year-old minor. She was 4 years old at the time, and she was the daughter of one of Mr. Butt's girlfriends at the time, and we believe her to have contracted chlamydia. And
he gave a 4-year-old chlamydia. Hey, Janiah, a 4-year-old chlamydia. Wow. You penetrated a 4-year-old? His private part should have been dismembered. So serious. So serious. He didn't take his life fast enough. Because like I said before, he should have thought about that, taking his life before when he was thinking about doing the things that he did to them babies. He should have just took himself clean on out then. Not after. Damn. What was me? Okay, do we play that? We play that. Let's see.
I'm not a lawyer, but Jarvis Butts, the Detroit man who impregnated and killed 13-year-old Janiah Harris and violated a number of other minors, including his own children, was sentenced today. So if you recall, in February of 2026, Jarvis accepted a plea deal for 6 of the ongoing cases that he had, including for the murder of Janiah Harris. And in exchange for this plea deal, he agreed to tell prosecutors where he put Janiah's body, which was in a river, but law enforcement already checked that river when she was first reported missing. Right. So as of now, her body has still never been found.
Right.
And the offer was for a sentence of 35 to 60 years. So today was the hearing for the sentencing. And a few people gave victim impact statements, including Janiah's grandmother, Annette Harris. But while she was speaking, someone in the gallery yelled, "Shut up."
Shut the F up.
Take your time, man.
It's funny because when the stuff first hit the fan and everybody was on her and her two daughters, Naziah's aunties, she wasn't doing like that then. That was two that, you know. That was two? What? Oh wow. Okay. Shout out to two. Shout out to two. I don't feel like nobody in that family was innocent. That's what I'm saying, Miss Monica. They wasn't. Where was all this energy when the shit first hit the fan? Did nobody see this woman crying? I didn't, because I was following the story then. She tried to be their ass, beat their ass, but they put her out the courtroom. Oh wow. Wow. It's enough to make you want to do that. It is. It really is. That woman ain't gonna have no peace. No peace. She may take her life next. Nah, I don't know. But never know. Never know. These people, something else. Next we got. I never seen her cry now one time before then. Never.
Hey guys, remember this guy right here, 43-year-old Jarvis Butts? This was the man convicted in the murder of 13-year-old Janiah Harris and the essay of several other minors, including his own daughter. He has died while in prison today, according to officials. Jarvis Butts had recently been sentenced on March 12, 2026 to 35 to 60 years in prison for second-degree murder, along with 10 to 15-year sentences for multiple SA charges involving children. These were going to be served concurrently, meaning he was going to be a free man again within 60 years. It's believed that Jarvis took Naziah's life after he learned that she may have been pregnant by him. At the time of his death, Jarvis was being processed at the Charles Egler Reception and Guidance Center, which is a facility run by the Michigan Department of Corrections, where newly sentenced inmates are evaluated and assigned to prisons. Officials said that prison staff found Jarvis.
He never even made it to the prison. He never made it to the prison before he took his life. Maybe he felt like they was going to get him in there. That's probably what it was. The sad thing is they never found her. That's what I know. Hey, sis. Jarvis is a disgusting coward. Okay. All the kids were in that same family. That's, oof. If that ain't disgusting, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. That, oof. Even your own? Even your own seed. Whew. Just make me want to vomit. Excuse me. But I just, every time I think about that, just, it came back full circle on Jarvis, but it did. He knew what was coming to his ass. He did. That's why he did it before somebody else did, because he know they was going to make him suffer. It wasn't going to be fast. They was going to make him suffer. All the kids was in the same family, but it was some outside the family too. Damn. Whoo. Hold on. No, he never made it. But I think they had promised to get him while he was waiting to be transferred. Probably so. That's what I just said. I said that they was probably going to get him. So he just took himself out first, because he know if he did his own self, it'd have been quick. But if they would have got a hold to him, boy, they would have made him suffer. Most people knew that he was going to take the coward's way out. I didn't. I felt like that he was going, that they was going to get him. That's what I felt. I didn't think that he was going to take his life. Just freaking disgusting, right? Oh, let me see. Did I post that story? Why didn't it go through? Stop, Muffin. Wait a minute. Hold on here. I don't know what's taking that story so long to come through. Give me a second, everybody. Sure. Okay, let's see here. What the world? Okay, go to my stuff. All right, here we go. Now maybe it'll go through this time. Nope, it didn't. What the world is going on here? Oh well. Seems like I'm having some technical difficulties here. Jarvis Butts facing years of prison. What is this?
It was this one time I came home, like wait, would you say the question again? Like, did you ever see? It was this one day my mom came from out of town to come see and visit me and my little sister, and he came to see his kids, and he was in the driveway, and I'm next door at my man's house. I come outside, my little sister in the passenger seat inside his car, and his daughter in the back, which is Janiah, my little cousin, which is Shan's daughter.
They should be under jailhouse.
And I'm getting mad. I'm at this point, I'm cussing at my little sister. You feel me? Even though I ain't mean to, but I'm being a big brother. Like, right. What you doing inside a grown man face? Get out the car, go in the house. That's what I said. Get out the car, go in the house. Walked around to his car. Roll the window down, bro. He didn't want to roll his window down. He stepped out his car, opened the door. What's happening, little nigga?
They was gonna do him like they did what's that, Jeffrey Dahmer? Sure was. Muffin, don't start. You wait till I go live and then you start messing with me. Chill out.
I got triggered because I'm like, hold on, bro.
Right.
But I'm trying to talk to you. You feel me? You instantly triggering. You don't know what I'm talking to you about. It could be about anything.
Right. So I mean, what was her reaction with that? Like as far as what you
we was trying to get in and fight and stuff. Like we was trying to get into it. Like when he came out the car and stuff, and he got rowdy and stuff. We got the squaring up and stuff. But
you and this grown man.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Big Bromo.
It was crazy. Big Bromo. I mean, I was in the streets. You feel me? I had my little toolie on me, you know, not to really pull all that out, but I had to stay protected myself. Right. Even though, you feel me, I don't got no, opposition or nothing out here. I'm not doing nothing bad. It be too much going on. And I got a daughter. I'm not finna be with my daughter and somebody try to rob me.
No, facts.
You feel me?
I'd rather it be you than me.
Yeah.
I feel that for sure.
Real talk.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do. That's just the real.
Wow. So as far as
yeah, so that's her brother, Naziah's brother, speaking about an incident that had happened while she was still alive. Oh man. Let's see.
Y'all, Jarvis Butts was found dead in the prison cell, y'all. So as y'all can see, this is fresh off the press. This was reported almost 30 minutes ago. It says Jarvis Butts dies in a prison weeks after sentencing for Janiah Harris's killing. Now, it is being reported from the Detroit Times and also Fox News, Fox 2 Detroit. They're saying that Jarvis Butts, who pled guilty in the disappearance and murder of 13-year-old Janiah, has been found dead in his cell. And right now, They are saying that he was housed at a prison in Jackson. Details about what happened have not been released at this time. So they don't know if this was self-inflicted or if this was, inflicted. Now, of course, Janiah Harris' case has been going on since January of 2024. And here recently, the case has just been kind of closed because he did admit that he did do something to Janiah, and he actually admitted where her body was. They have not found her at this time, but they did sentence him to 35 to 60 years for Janiah Harris's missing, and also for 5 other children that he had molested, including his own daughter. Now, some would say justice is served because this monster is gone. Justice will be served once we find out where Janiah Harris is. And I just want to send prayers to her family, to the real family of Janiah Harris. And all I'm going to say is, vengeance is the Lord's.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Facts. I bet you his conscience was eating him up so damn bad. Hey, Varel, I bet you. I hope she haunted him every single second of the life that he did live. I really hope that baby haunted the hell out of him. I pray they find that baby so she can have. That's right, long hair. I don't think they will ever find her body. I don't either. Oh, man. The case is not closed. They still investigating them other 3 adults. Oh, really? Okay. Talking about that other guy that had that shop with him. I know he was that one of them, Margaret? They need to still be investigating that family. That grandma and them aunties. I wonder why my stuff not coming through on here. This is crazy. I hate when this do this. It's not coming through. I guess I have to go to YouTube. Hold on. Let me see what's this. Okay, that's all of that. Wait a minute, I'm gonna go to YouTube. See if it'll let me do that. Okay. Well, ain't no boss lady was live. Hold on. Let's see here. I wondered where that judge was talking. Man. Let's see. Oh, that's 2D right there. Hold on. Golly. It is flooded. That's the news. Jeez, everywhere you turn, there it is. This young man right. Hold on. Share.
Got her pregnant and also assaulted his own children.
Hold on.
And I want to say I called it. I didn't think it was going to happen this way, but when it comes to Jarvis Butts, the man, this evil, despicable, disgusting man that murdered Janiah Harris, got her pregnant, and also assaulted his own children in an adult manner.
Mario.
and other children. He has been found dead in his cell.
I mean, it's
Yes, this is breaking news. Thank you to Amy
Yeah,
for
I
actually
know, right,
reporting this.
Janiah?
If you guys don't follow Amy on X, you need to do that if you want to stay up to date on all the news we report on here on the channel and also beyond. She covers so much. Make sure you follow Amy on X at IAMyLeigh on X. That's at IAMYLEIGH on X.
And he gave the baby an STD. Gave a 4-year-old an STD. Nasty bastard.
X. She says this, breaking news. Jarvis Butts, the Detroit man who pled guilty in the disappearance and murder of 13-year-old Janiah Harris, as well as his 5 other criminal cases involving multiple victims over several years, was found dead in his prison cell. Sources tell MDN. We're going to get into a couple articles here and talk about, and then I actually want to rewind and hear the first judge that was basically telling us that this man needed to be gone. She called him a monster. We'll get into that in a second. But what does Metro Detroit News have here? They say Jarvis Butts convicted in Janiah Harris murder, found dead in prison. Jarvis Butts, the Detroit man who pleaded guilty in the disappearance and murder of 13-year-old Janiah Harris, as well as 5 other criminal cases involving multiple victims over several years, was found dead in his prison cell. Butts was being housed at a prison in Jackson. Details about what happened have not yet been released, and of course, we'll report on it here as we hear it. Jarvis had been sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison,
which was
after entering guilty pleas during a pretrial conference before Judge Nicholas Hathaway under a sentencing agreement reached in February. The murder conviction stemmed from the case of Harris, who disappeared on January 9th, 2024, after getting off of a bus on the Detroit's east side. Her body was never recovered, and investigators previously said digital evidence, phone records, witness statements, and forensic findings link Butts to her death, and it is believed that her body.
What did you say, Margaret? The Lord surely overruled that judge and sentenced him to eternity in hell, because that's where he belongs. Right. That sentence was a joke. That's what I'm saying. What the hell? That was like a slap in that baby's face.
Body was dumped in the Rogue River near Berg and 7 Mile. The other cases involved multiple victims and SA, as we know, of children over a span of years. Prosecutors outlined incidents dating back more than a decade involving girls between the ages of 4 and 12, as well as incidents involving his own daughter when she was 8 years old. And she even gave a statement during that sentencing as well, which is just disgusting. Several additional charges across the 6 cases were dismissed as a part of the plea agreement. Well, he won't have to worry about that now because he's gone.
Right.
Jarvis Butts dies in prison weeks after sentencing for killing Janiah Harris. We hear from Fox 2, and they've got a little bit more information and background here. They said the Michigan Department of Corrections confirmed that Butts died Thursday at Charles Egler, I'm probably saying that wrong, at Charles E. Reception and Guidance Center in Jackson. So he never even made it to jail, which is amazing. But what a coward. His cause of death was not revealed, and we don't know for sure yet. Butts was incarcerated after being sentenced to 35 to 60 years, as we know, 2 weeks ago. The 43-year-old pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the death of Janiah Harris, who was 13. He was also sentenced to 5, 10 to 15-year sentences for assaulting children in a certain manner. Harris was last seen getting off a bus in Detroit in January 2024, and that's when she disappeared, as we just read. So not too much detail here in the article. And I also want to do a rewind and go back to the pretrial and go back to before all of this happened. We got to hear from a judge who had reviewed all the evidence, as we reviewed here on the channel, and got to see everything this man did, everything he said, all the evidence, and she was absolutely disgusted. And to see that this, not only did the people around him know what he was capable of because he had already been convicted of certain crimes, but allowed him to be around other children.
Right.
It was only a matter of time before something like this happened. Let's go back and listen to the judge and what she had to say on Jarvis Butts.
The case regarding a trial, and the one thing I had highlighted in pink is the quote, in this case there was no physical evidence such as blood stains or weapons leading defendant to Joyce's death. In this case, we don't have the same facts and circumstances. I do agree this is a circumstantial case, and circumstantial evidence is sufficient for a bind over and even
Circumstantial evidence is evidence.
Today is January 9th, 2025, exactly 1 year, from the day Janiah Harris disappeared. Before I get into the charges, and the main charge of premeditated first-degree murder, I have to speak on Janiah Harris and the community who failed her. And I am only presented with such evidence. I don't know the whole story. The attorneys know more than me, the family knows more than me, but from what I have heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total, is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given adequate attention and love. I don't know where her father is. I don't have any mention of him in her life, no presence. To Cordell, AKA King, and all the men who saw Jarvis Butts hanging out and always around these young girls, including Janiah.
Hold on, Margaret says, the prison system is going to burn him anyways because they no longer put you in the ground if your family won't pay for your funeral, and his family ain't going to pay for his funeral. Long hair said, put him on ice with Walt Disney till they find out how to bring people back. You don't get off that easy, dude. Okay.
And his 9-year-old daughter going up to the shop to clean up his shop. The school counselor who never showed up, or the person who was supposed to show up if that counselor was absent, after Janiah was on the floor on the day she went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor. There's no mention of CPS, but I wonder what their involvement was over the years, because this was not just a 1-year thing. There are text messages at least from 2022.
Now, for 2 years?
Do you currently receive government benefits, such as Medicaid, SNAP food stamps?
Them text messages stemmed from 2022 all the way up to 2024. Wow. He was doing that to that baby all that damn time. Wow. Probably before that. Who knows? Only God knows.
To her adoptive grandmother, Annette Harris, whose testimony, in my opinion, was very questionable. I understand why the people put her on the stand to establish Janiah's residence in the houses on Bedford and the regular routine, to establish also that Janiah was not a runaway child, that she was not a bad kid. I do believe she adopted Janiah. I do believe that she had 6 kids in the house. I believe that Janiah had on a dark hoodie the day she went missing, and that she had on red and black Nikes that day. What is hard to believe is that the defendant never came into the house as she testified. And there was also a minor that testified that he did as well. Text messages that showed between him and Janiah that he did in the basement, saying he was going to the shower, stealing her panties. He was always lurking around that house and asking for Janiah, from what I know.
Huh. And they didn't think nothing was
I even thought about the breakfast routine and saying that all the kids like eating breakfast at school. Did they have a choice? I don't know. But to always send those girls up there to clean up the shop raises questions.
I'll be right back, y'all.
And how were there 2 women in that house who have birthed children themselves who did not notice that Janiah was pregnant? And I believe she was. And not having her period anymore. But then after hearing text messages today, begging Jarvis for pads as if she didn't have anyone else to give them for her. And what stood out the most was when Annette Harris stood on the stand, and she learned around 6 p.m. that Janiah did not come home from school, and said she looked around for her and decided to wait until the next morning to call the police.
She did nothing. These people were... I'm gonna let the judge talk.
Without a tear, without emotion, or any expression of being devastated.
Crazy.
And to her Aunt Shannon, who also showed no emotion, expression of being devastated from Janiah going missing. She stated that she had friends help look for Janiah, but was directed should just wait until the morning to call the police.
Exactly.
A grown woman who likely suspected something strange going on didn't feel the need to call the police either. They were both able to go to sleep at night without hearing from Janiah or having any indication that she was coming home at night.
Did y'all hear this? Again, if you haven't been following this case closely, the people who were closest to her, they waited until the next day to try and figure out where she was. Shh. They didn't call the police. They're like, we'll just sleep on it.
And of course, the defendant, who I will get to in a minute. I don't know who else failed Janiah, but he did. As far as the people establishing probable cause, I will focus on count 1, as it's been stated that there is no contention with counts 2 and 3. In count 3, I will amend based off of the motion and the testimony I heard that Janiah was 12 and not 13 at the time that Jarvis Butts had sexual intercourse with her. The prosecution is correct. You do not have to have a body to establish first-degree premeditated murder. It would have been a much shorter exam had her body been found, but this is where we are. In the last 365 days, no text messages. We all heard today and yesterday that she was very active and frequently texted. No social media for a year. We heard through testimony that she was also active on social media. No phone calls, which she was also able to do according to testimony. No physical sighting of her by anyone. She never came back to school. No one has seen her. Medical records dated from July 2014 to October 2023 indicated that she had no life-threatening medical issues that would lead to a natural cause of death. The black hoodie found in the area of 7 Mile Bird with her DNA and blood on it. The holes in the hoodie consistent with some sort of struggle, violence, or weapon being used. Mm-hmm. And we know that there were no holes in that hoodie when she wore it to school. We saw a picture of her in a black hoodie on her last day that everyone saw her. I do believe her grandma testified truthfully about the sweatshirt that she had on and that was practically new. And the border agent who said that no evidence of animals would have destroyed the clothing or the shoes to possibly lead to animals tearing up that hoodie. The clear glasses found in the blue Nissan the day after she went missing. The behavior of the defendant when he snatched those glasses. They looked exactly like the glasses she had on in her last picture, according to the witness. The shoes that her brother described as the same shoes that were found also in the area of 7 Mile Bird near the hoodie. While this is still probable cause, the evidence all points to Jarvis Butts. His locations, him being seen with her last, the abortion searches, the abrupt silence between the two of them in text messages, and the constant lies he told throughout the entire investigation. And they were proven to be lies with text messages and other testimony.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
We may never know what happened, but from what I heard today and over the last 4 or 5 days, it appears he intended to perform what he thought was a do-it-yourself abortion on Janiah and went south, and instead of seeking medical attention for her, he intentionally killed her and tried his best to cover it up. As much as I want her to be alive today, there is at least probable cause to show and believe that she's dead and that she was murdered by Jarvis Butts.
Yep, and he confessed to it.
Mr. Butts, stand up. You've been sitting over there 4 days with your head down, getting between and behind your attorney with your mask on and taking vigorous notes. I want you to pay attention and listen to everything I have to say.
You're a monster.
I have been trying to figure out for the last 5 days, you. At one point, I thought you were cognitively impaired in the beginning of this exam. And then maybe you had the brain of a 10-year-old, and that's why you were doing such things. But as I heard more and more testimony, you were just the true definition of a pedophile.
Dang.
Watching you.
No, because a while back when they had a phone conversation with him talking to his ex or girlfriend or something at the time, this ninja was sounding like he was one of them back in the day, Superfly 1970 pimps. So no, he don't have the mind of a 10-year-old, not sounding like that. Yeah, she was long hair. You could tell. Anybody would be. Yeah, his current girlfriend sound like a 1970 Superfly pimp. He ain't had no mind of no 10-year-old. Nope.
laugh and brag about all the women you have with different women and the children and the girlfriends, and making babies to groom them and having them in your presence, cleaning up your shop. And the little girls around you had landed you here today. You groomed Janiah. You played mind games with her. We all heard that. You controlled her emotionally. She was exposed to so much at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
The text messages between you two were disgusting to hear.
They were bad,
and to think that she had you saved in her phone as bae for life. Janiah deserved so much more. And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you were the monster in this whole picture.
Yep.
She did deserve love from her parents and everyone who was in her life. She was ignored, she was neglected, and you took complete advantage of that.
Yep. You knew it.
She wanted someone to love her, and she will never know what that feels like. Your children deserve more.
Yeah. What was that about?
The defense counsel has raised issues on count one. All that has done is raise the question of fact for the trial fact, which means that this would be for a jury or a judge to hear in third circuit. I pray for the healing of all the victims and the young girls and possibly boys who have come into contact with you. As a community, we should look at this case as a prime example of how much work we have to do when it comes to protecting our children and especially our Black girls.
Yeah, amen. Shout out to that judge. So well said, so well put. And now this man is gone.
Yeah.
Jarvis Butts is gone off of the face of this earth, not sharing air with anybody else. And listen, I'm not going to say how I feel about this on the internet, but you know, there I do believe in a such thing as karma. And maybe we see that here, maybe not. Either way, this man's no longer here.
That wasn't karma.
It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments in the chat. Truly a monster. He's gone. No one will have to worry about being harmed by him again. Whether he was able to get out in the 35 to 60 years he would have been serving, who knows? And hopefully, as the judge said, the children who are affected by this can heal.
Right.
Because there's still, Janiah was the one who lost her life, the only one who lost her life. There were still a lot of children who were affected by this.
That's
Let me know what you think in the comments in the chat.
If you have SNAP or Medicaid,
boy. Yeah, that's Margaret said he committed malicious crimes against kids that had his whole entire face. He was a monster. Why cover up now? You weren't covering up when you was doing the shit you was doing. That was just really just messed up. That was really messed up on so many levels. That them people, them three women in that household, you can't tell me they didn't know something was going on. You can't tell me that. I just hope and pray that something comes up where her body is found, where she can have a proper burial. Hopefully her body is found. Hey Debbie, them helpers, and I mean helpers is going down soon. Huh? The helpers? What helpers? Oh yeah. Yeah. If they don't go down that way, they're gonna go down another way. They're gonna go down another way. Oh, wait. Heifers. Okay. Yeah. Did you want to come up, Margaret? Or anybody? I'll drop the link if so. I just wonder why he didn't do it before the sentencing. Why he didn't take his life before the sentencing. You know what I mean? The auntie definitely knew she was jealous of that little girl. Yeah. Oof. How could the grandma not know, though? You know what I mean? From his actions, and it's just a whole lot. I can't remember it all, but I remember when we was first covering the story, and them aunties and the grandmama. Just their demeanor was just not right. Okay. Their demeanor was just not right concerning that. The baby was missing, didn't come home from school or whatever. The grandma, I think, lied and said she did come home and change clothes. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was ever true, but it was a lot of lying and trying to cover up going on. Everyone knew, including the grandma, she didn't care because Jarvis was paying her bills. What? Allegedly? Okay, Janet. Not paying the bills. But I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. There was a text from Janiah stating her aunt was jealous of her. I remember that one. They let him take his life. I was hoping the prisoners would deliver justice. Yeah, I was too. That's what I said, Deb. I figured that was going to be his way out. I thought they was going to get him in prison, but no, he beat them to the punch. That baby's energy had to be off. No one paid attention. That's what I'm saying, long hair. After he groomed her, I feel I can just imagine when that first started happening to her. You know what I mean? And she was scared or whatever. But then eventually it kept going on and on and on and on, and she became used to it, and he was just grooming her daily. So and then in her mind, he was her boyfriend. You know what I mean? In her mind, he actually unalived himself and not telling where she was put. Right, Miss Monica. They always probably was popping with him. Ain't no telling. See, that grandma and those aunties gave that baby to that man basically because before 22, she tried to tell CPS. Oh yeah, you right, Margaret. See, it's a lot of stuff I didn't remember, but when you bring it up, I remember it. Yep. Wow. I wish I could have found that story where somebody seen her leaving out of a store or something. Let me see if I can find the grandma. What was that? She probably been messing with her longer than it's been said. That's true. Whew, let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that story. When that grandma was coming out the store. Hold on. But she had been in the hospital. Why didn't they know? Yeah, what happened with the pregnancy? What happened with that? Like they had stopped even wait a minute. So that's 2 lives he took. You know what I mean? That wasn't just one. That was 2 lives he took. And 2 lives in one. Trying to find that other story, y'all. Bear with me. Where did I see that at? Oh, Janiah's grandmother. Oh, Lord, now I can't find it. Let's see. Janiah. Oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. Grandmother. Oh, I should have put Janiah Harris. Oh, I didn't spell that right. Dang it. Harris. His grandmother. I want to find that story. What I say. Ah. Is this it? I think this is it.
Excuse me,
Yep,
ma'am.
this is it.
The people of the public wants to know where Janiah is.
Hold on.
Are y'all going to tell us, or y'all going to stop playing games? Huh?
Let me see.
How you miss your baby? You don't miss your grandbaby? Huh? You don't care about your grandbaby? Hello? Here, take some cheese balls with your burger ass. Use a burger, bitch.
Here it
take
is.
some cheese balls.
Okay. I knew they had that broomstick and mop bucket waiting on his ass as soon as he got out of the aisle. They was going to peanut butter pack him to oblivion. Sure the hell was, Margaret. Hold on. Okay, Janiah Harris' grandmother gets confronted in Detroit amid murder case. Watch this.
Excuse me, ma'am. The people of the public wants to know where Janiah is. Are y'all going to tell us, or y'all going to stop playing games? Huh? How you miss your baby? You don't miss your grandbaby? Huh? You don't care about your grandbaby? Hello? Here, take some cheese balls with your burger ass. Use a burger, bitch. Here, take some cheese balls. You fucking cornball ass, bitch. Go let that shit happen to your grandbaby. You a fucking burger, bitch. Oh, burger ass bitch. Huh? Take you some ketchup too. You a burger. You a burger. You a burger. Take some ketchup with that sandwich. Take some ketchup with your sandwich. Yeah. Yeah. Burger. Burger ass bitch.
Quiet now.
Burger. Burger ass bitch. Excuse me, ma'am. The people of the public wants to know where Janiah is.
We'll be back. It's a pad in this bag. It's a toothbrush in this bag. It's hotel items in this bag. I'm coming. I'm going to the police. I'm going to the police department, and I'm not telling which one. Y'all gonna have to catch me if you can. Doing 80 on the preview. We'll be back. It's a pad in this bag. It's a toothbrush in this bag. It's hotel items in this bag. I'm coming. I'm going to the police. I'm going to the police department.
Now that was inside of his shop, inside of Jarvis Butt's shop. That was found in that shop by her. This young lady here.
Is this where you was messing with my baby? Is this where you was messing with my baby? Is this where you was at, motherfucker? Whose code is this? Put my gloves out. I'm gonna be careful, y'all. But it's no coincidence that I came up on this damn place. It's no coincidence. I was supposed to be at work. I was working. What size is this? They're gonna have to send them over there to me. I don't mind. I don't mind. If you want me to put my hands behind my back, I don't mind. I don't mind, baby. I don't mind. You already know they didn't search. I know they did. Is this where you was messing? What is this doing in here, y'all? A pad. What is this doing in here?
What the fuck is this doing in here? What the fuck is this? Okay, we about to test that damn toothbrush. Put everything back in the bag. 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 A pad, some body lotion, and some shit from hotels. A hotel bag, y'all. With a toothbrush. Come on. We gotta get the fuck out of here. We gotta get out of here. What side did I come in, y'all? Remind me. What side did I come in, y'all?
So,
We'll be back.
Excuse me, ma'am. The people of the public wants to know where Janiah.
So that other guy that ran that shop with him, with this creep, they said allegedly that he had something to do with that too, possibly. So why wasn't he on trial? Now that was alleged. Now I don't know. Let me catch up on these comments. That's what cowards do. Yes, you need to back up. Okay, long hair. That's the that lady was the who you talking about? That last lady that was in the garage? I think that's her cousin, Naziah's cousin, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be just a onlooker or whatever. You know, trying to figure out what was going on. I'm not sure. Did they say the other man in the shop knew? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Dad. No, they didn't see it, but we all know they knew, especially King. Right, Margaret. Right. That's his name, King. You know, you had these little girls up in the shop cleaning every day. You know damn well. No. All them damn men, nasty ass, greasy up men up in there working in that shop. And you got this little girls. Not no little boys. They ain't gonna get no little boys to come and clean up the shop. Little girls. Shh. They all knew, including the owner of the shop, and especially King, a shop full of chomos. Yep. Probably was getting off watching, peeping and watching. Well, we know. Dang. Oh, God. And like I said, I just hope that they find her body, her remains, so she can have a peaceful burial, proper burial. I'm sorry. They say this is what desperation for a man looks like. Hold on. Oh, I got it twice. Damn.
You knew he was coming over because he wanted to see Janiah. You knew this. But you were so desperate for a man that you allowed it to happen. I watched your interview, and everything you said pointed to you knew what this man was doing to this child. But you knew if he did it to her, he would come over more.
Mm-hmm.
And you would get to see him. You were so desperate for a man, you allowed him to do this to your niece. I'm praying for you, Janiah, because this aunt was horrible. Just listen to her interview. From what she's saying, you can tell she knew the moment Janiah asked her about this address.
Before January the 9th, you had a conversation with Janiah about a location on Outer Drive in Belfort? Yes. He asked me, she said, hey, TT. She said, where is Belfort and Outer Drive? And I told her, I said, you know exactly where Belfort and Outer Drive at? I said, Outer Drive is right where the wine basket at. And I said, you know where Belfort at?
and she was like, I get Balfour and Bedford mixed up. So
does that location have any special significance to you?
No.
Do you know anybody at that location?
No, the only thing that I'm used to, I'm familiarized with just picking up Jarvis out of drive in Belfort.
This conversation was had about that location. Do you recall?
This was right before Janiah went missing.
Like how soon before?
Maybe it was still in that same week.
You knew he was coming over because he wanted to see Janiah.
That's whew. This is this her in the? I mean, I know this is Janiah dancing. They say that's Jarvis Butts behind her changing a tire or something. I'm not sure though. That was around like that. I thought the granny said he wasn't around like that. So that is Jarvis back there. And then somebody else says, which sounded so stupid, because what's the reason he wasn't allowed to come in and see his 5 kids? If there wasn't any problem, she knew she was lying. Somebody else says, Granny didn't want to lose her checks. He was always around them. Trini Doll facts, and that's obvious. Yeah, hold on. That's creepy as fuck. That's her and his daughter, and that's him behind changing that tire or something. Oof. Hold on.
Y'all, Jarvis Book told the inmate that he wasn't the one that unalived Janiah, it was Shannon.
What?
They also said, he said up in the courtroom that I wasn't the one that unalived that girl. Shannon did. Baby, Mark got the intel. Mark is the dude that's been uploading the videos, that's been speaking to the family, that's been doing the YouTube. He got all the good intel, y'all. Not only that, Mark also stated that he have been getting hands put on him while he was in there. That's why he was limping. So that limp was real. They had really been handling the business up in there, as they should. Mark also stated that they had to move him to where like the pedos at or people that's suicidal and stuff. They had to move him over there for to protect him, like the jail, whatever. Not only that, Mark stated that when he was talking to Shannon said that she did. They was asking her like, why she asked him like where the body in his neck. So Shannon said she did ask him, and he told her that his lawyer told him not to speak about the case with nobody. Baby, child, all of this is allegedly, but it is leaning on real because baby Mark got inside the house and everything. He did everything we could. So, baby, it's all this. Every day is something new. This case is growing. It got spins. It got turns. It got loops.
Twists.
Let's just stay tuned, y'all.
Go back around and try to get rid of the baby.
Confession made in the Janiah Harris case. Jarvis Butts' brother speaks out. Okay, let's see.
He gave that to her, you know what I'm saying, and trying to do whatever he could do. She was feeling sick or whatever. All right, so he gets in the car, drops her off to go back home. All right, when she gets out to go home, she go in the house. Shannon didn't get into it with her. They didn't call and see if she was at Jarvis' house because Shannon already knew she was at Jarvis' house because she called to get directions earlier that day while she was at school. So once she get back, they get the fussing at her for going up to Jarvis' shop and calling fast and this and that. Then it all came out, confirming that she was pregnant, was Jarvis' baby, and Shannon lost it. Shannon lost it real bad and jumped on Janiah, beating her, hitting her in the head with some object right there in the house that they overlooking.
Wow.
And killed Janiah because she was already probably having complications remember, from whatever they've been giving her to try to get rid of the baby. Remember, she was sick earlier that day and on the floor. Instead of them calling the nurse, they called the counselor. School failed them. So once Shannon beats on it, she passes out, she dies right there. So they panic. So they get her, the twin sister, help Shannon get her into the mama car, and they go and meet Jarvis. Meet Jarvis out there.
Hold on. You said,
go back.
You said that, and what was, and that wasn't two that got put out of the courtroom. That was Kenya. Two got kicked out for something else. I forgot. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, gosh. Well, again, like I said, I'm glad that miserable ass demon is no longer on this earth where he can harm no one else. Oh God. I these type of stories just really do something to me. It really do. But again, I just wanted to bring you guys up on this story. And yeah. God. Anything else y'all want to speak about? Let me know now. Can you go to Shank Rock's channel? So yeah, I can see. Shank Rock? That's the name of it? Shank Rocks. If he told where she was buried, then he would probably get life. Yeah, what's the case? What's the difference? So he took his own life anyway, so he might as well have told him. You know what I mean, Deb? Shank life. What does that say? Shank Rock. Shank Rock. Never heard of that before, Barbie. 54 minutes ago it was streamed. Hopefully I got the right one. It's the one from 54 minutes ago, Margaret. Okay. Let me see here. Hopefully this is the right one. Oh man, don't do this to me now. Okay, just sit here.
New. It didn't take a rocket scientist. Hold up, y'all. Now, this is one thing that we know for sure. Now, and I don't mean to step on anybody's toes, all right? But I need for y'all to really listen to what I'm about to say. Because there are a lot of content creators, right? There are a lot of subscribers.
Okay, Dad.
So, and then there are a lot of people that's in the case that are new to the case. And they might hear something on one platform, and they might not knowing that that information had already been put out there. And then they might go and say it to other people, yeah, so-and-so said it first, right? And then people will run with that. When it comes,
hey Margaret, can you find it for me and send it to my IG? If you can, because I can't find it. Hold on, I'm still looking while I let this play.
Comes to Jarvis not making it in prison, that's something that any and everybody knew. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that somebody was going to either get Jarvis, put hands on Jarvis, or Jarvis was going to take his own life. And I will drop the link, y'all. So if it's any comments or any questions that y'all may have, just wait till I drop the link and come on up on the panel with me. If you have a comment that needs immediate attention to, you're gonna have to put it in the super chat. If you got a question, please put it in the super chat, because as y'all can see in my demonstration earlier, I got sidetracked. And, you know, I need to get these things out that, you know, I'm about to speak on. Once again, if you have a comment or a question in the chat that needs immediate attention, just put it in the super chat. All right. Now, like I said before, when it came to Jarvis not making it,
Sorry. Okay, I got it.
Site. Boost volume fast.
and then I'm going to have Kenya pull up on me and tell us what happened.
Okay.
What was the altercation about? All right.
And then Harris, A-N-N-E-T-T-E-H-A-R-R-I-S.
Thank you. And there are connects there if you need it, and whenever you're ready.
To the Honorable Judge Nicholas John Hathaway in the Wayne Council. Good morning. I would like to thank the court for giving me the opportunity to speak and stand here before you to address the concerns that me and my family have. It has been 2 years and 2 months since I reported Janiah missing. I want you to know that my life will never be the same. My family's life will never be the same. without Messiah. And every day that I wake up with her, I wake up feeling depressed. It's another day without her. I love her and I miss her dear. I can't tell her that because her life was
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Long hair. I don't know. We're gonna find out, Debbie. Well, Margaret knows. I don't know who Kenya is. But I guess we're gonna find out. Long hair said, can I say something about that wig or no? Is it a good time? You good? You good? You good?
I can't tell her that because I was taken from her. Words cannot. That's just how much me and my family really miss and love Desire. This has impacted my life and my family's life. There are days when I can't, when I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anybody, to anyone, just getting out of bed. To do the basic everyday things that I miss, I'm sorry. I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anyone. Just getting out of bed to do the basic everyday things that I need to get done. This has affected my health. I am seeing more than one doctor about my health, including seeing the therapist. I don't feel safe in my home. My address and my phone number has been put on social media. People have been driving by, taking pictures of my home. I have been threatened. My family have been threatened. Pictures taken of me and my family following me in my car. Pictures posted. Setting up GoFundMe raises in Desir's name without my permission. This has also affected me financially.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works.
Sounds like she's more concerned with herself than where her deceased granddaughter's body is. Am I right? Do it sound like she's more concerned about what's happening to her than where her granddaughter's remains are? Wow. That's what I'm taking from all this right now. Just sitting here listening to her. You know, it's all about her, and what's happening to her. Well, bitch, if you would have been on your job, you wouldn't be going through this. And you would still have your granddaughter. Okay, because I heard the internet and others did more than the police. Yeah, sad. It took those three to bring attention to the awful case. Right, Dad. See how quickly she turned that into her. Right, that's what I'm saying, long hair. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm taking it all in. I'm listening. I'm quiet. I'm listening. But it's all about her. Nothing about Janiah. Not too much. Shit, I'm just sitting here like I'm a very good listener now. If it was little Emily, this would have been huge. Okay, Debbie. It got huge after a while, but it would have been huger if it was little Emily. Yeah, you're right. And that body would have been found too, 9 times out of 10.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Take your time, man.
Yep.
Everybody else has to leave. There is a courtroom, 206 down the hallway. You can observe this proceeding. You can't go inside.
Don't come into my home.
Step up. Too late. So, Mary, in the ring, and then black. Let's go. Please remain quiet. Quiet the court.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, wait.
Can you?
What up, dog?
Talk to us. Can you? What first, what was going through your mind seeing her perform in front of you? Can you?
Let's show what it was, a performance.
I got very, very upset. I was ready to snatch her wig off. Hold on, Shank. I gotta close something out.
All right. I'll wait for Kenya to come back up on the panel. I see you, Maisha. I will be dropping the link. Just give me a few seconds.
I hope them kids are not, the rest of the kids are not with that family. I pray that they're not, because who knows, there may be another Jarvis Butts around. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Kenya warm up. And shout out to all content creators. And shout out to all the subscribers. Shout out to everybody that's been, doing work in this case. You ready, Kenya?
P.S.
Did you hear something?
Yeah, it's a little talk for a few seconds.
I do too.
Okay. Hopefully it went off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so far you sound good.
Okay. I got very upset listening to it. Okay, there we go. What upset me with Annette was that was the play role. The play role, let me be super emotional now. Mm-hmm. Let me put this show on because the judge said I showed no emotion. So I'm gonna make sure I be emotional.
And she still didn't show
beyond fake.
She still didn't show no emotion because it was all performed, practiced and performed. Practiced and performed, it was. And again, she still didn't show no sympathy or nothing for nobody but herself. Nobody but herself.
You know what I'm saying? That was fake as hell. What really pissed me off about her statement was the GoFundMe part and that we didn't have her permission to do it. That's what the fuck you worrying about? Here you are.
You worrying about GoFundMe and ain't worried about what that baby
at the day of. You're supposed to be concentrating and having a statement on the devastation of what has happened to your grandchild.
Oh, thank you, long hair.
But you worried about a fucking GoFundMe and your fucking income,
right?
And people having your phone number and your email,
and knowing what your college
the fuck is going on? Fuck you. And well, fuck, we didn't need her fucking permission. We ain't up under your household. You don't control what the fuck we do. That's her fucking problem. Her statement should have been geared towards Jarvis Butts.
Right. And where that baby at?
About what the fuck he did to her granddaughter.
And where that
really,
baby body
she
at?
probably couldn't really make one because she was okay with it.
She was okay with it, right.
She let it happen.
Preach.
So what was she going to say to him, really, for real?
Nothing.
She really couldn't say nothing to him because she let that shit happen.
Exactly.
She was okay with it. So she couldn't come up with an impact statement really to
I don't think
focus on that part.
I don't think so, long hair.
She couldn't focus on what happened to her granddaughter because she let that shit happen. She knew it was happening.
You know what?
But her focus was on some fuck.
My thing is, she should have been asking that mofo, where the hell is my granddaughter's remains? I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that. We already know she's gone, but where is her remains? So she can have a proper burial, you mofo. Why didn't she say that? Because she may already know where the body is, allegedly. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Opinions like assholes. Everybody got one. And that's mine.
Fucking money. Fuck her. Fuck her income. She's a lousy ass bitch. Excuse my French, y'all.
Handle your business.
She don't deserve nothing. She don't deserve shit.
No.
I hope the rest of her life go down the fucking drain.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Mm-hmm. And Shannon lousy ass.
And let me slide in. How did that altercation come with you and Shannon?
So there was a lot of people that was there, that's been writers for Janiah.
Her GoFundMe.
One of the girls' name is Marie. She's been there. Chanel's been there. A couple more people have been there since day one. They've been writers with us. And me and Marie was conversating about the fuck Annette was saying. So I guess Shannon got pissed off and called herself, turned around and telling me to shut the fuck up. And it went downhill from there pretty much.
Wow. So Annette is the
grandmother. You didn't have that much energy for Jarvis. You directed your anger at the wrong person.
Wow.
So like I told her, I'll catch up with you later. You're nothing. You're nothing to me. None of them. They're nothing to me. They mean nothing. Their statements was shit. They was more concerned. Their statement was about their income and the things that's happened to them.
Then what happened to that baby? Where that baby?
Not Janiah, but the things that's happened to them.
Right.
Well, them motherfucking things has happened to y'all because of what y'all let happen to Janiah.
Okay.
Let me ask you, okay? Let's start with the judge. I want to find out from you, what was you expecting or what would you had like to see? What would you would have liked the judge to do today?
Sentence him to the
I'm not really a court person to say what I would have liked for the judge.
Life in prison.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't know because I don't have to go to court on those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? What I would say is that it was quick.
Wow.
A lot of stuff got dismissed as far as charges. I think they just wanted to go ahead and close it out because I think everybody could feel the super tension that was in the room.
Yeah.
He got a sentence, and as I said, he's going to take his last breath in prison. It may be not like everybody wanted to be. Long as that man die behind bars, I don't give a damn.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
I don't. As long as he died behind bars, I don't care.
And that he did.
As long as he don't get out to harm another soul.
Okay.
There was a 62-year-old man that went in for the same thing, and they released that man, and he went right back to doing what he was doing, and he was 62 years old.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't he? Wasn't he? Hadn't he already went to jail for doing something like that? Because he was not supposed to be around no children. From my recognition, that's what I remember when I first started talking about that story when it first went down. I remember seeing that somewhere, that he had already went to jail for doing something like that. And he was supposed to be a registered SO. You know what I mean? Yeah, he did too. That's right. That's okay. Okay. Thank you, Margaret. She said, yeah, he did 12 years for SA. And then got right back out and picked up where he left off. And not only picked up where he left off, unalived 2 human beings, which is Janiah and that baby that he impregnated her with. And then the multiple other babies that he did that to. That's still here on earth. Including his own. Nasty bastard.
There is no rehabilitating them. No, I was not going to make a statement. The people were already pre-picked. I wanted to make a statement, but the people were already pre-picked of who they were going to make a statement, and all the people that were supposed to make a statement did not make a statement. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have, too much more to say. I did ask some questions with the detective Shannon, and I guess we'll see and wait for some more things that may be coming out.
Now, word on social media is that they do have the location of Janiah's remains, but they can't share it with the public. They only could share it with Shannon, Marquita, and Miss Annette. Do you know if that's to be true?
If they would have knew where that body was, then I don't think his sentences would have ran concurrent. Then again, I don't know. But I thought I heard the judge say that they still didn't know where the baby's body remains were. It's so much. It's just so much. You know what I mean? It's hard to keep up with all of it.
I'm gonna say yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you satisfied with that?
After having a discussion with the detective today, I have to sit back and wait and see. I asked her about a couple of things today, and she said, just hold on before some other things are put into motion. She said, just hold on. So I'm going to hold on.
Yes.
And like I told her, I'll be calling her,
he took his own
to
life.
see what's going on or whatnot.
He took his own life, allegedly. I think he did. Because he didn't make it to prison. He never made it to prison. So I felt like he knew what he had waiting on him once he hit them prison doors. So, and it wasn't going to be quick. They wouldn't have did it quick. They would have tormented him before taking his life. So he decided to take the coward's way out and take his own life before he got to where he's supposed to be going.
How do you feel about Marquita's? I don't think you was in there when Marquita's victim impact statement. You wasn't in there when Marquita spoke, was you?
I wasn't in there, but I was in the other room.
You could hear her?
Yeah, I was still able to hear all the statements. And again, it was about her. It was about what's happened to her in her life. Nothing really about Janiah or,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't there mentally
We
for them
all
to
saying the
understand
same
it wasn't
thing.
about them today.
We all saying the same.
And they made their statements was about them and what's happening in their life.
In their life.
What he's done to their life.
Was you prepared to throw hands today if it came down to it?
Hell yeah.
So people keep asking us, where do you film your podcast? We shoot everything inside Riverside.
I ain't gonna answer that.
Come on,
hell yeah.
You know
Come
what?
on.
I'm putting you like this. I'm a roughneck from, you know what I'm saying? I'm a roughneck, and it's just what it is. You know what I mean? If it go down, it's gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna run. I don't run.
Never did.
You understand what I'm saying? So you can talk that shit to me all you want to, but if I'm in your face, they only gonna hold me for a day or two. I don't give a damn. I'll get out.
Okay.
It ain't the first time.
Now, after you got put out, did you regret it? Did you say like, damn?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I was like, damn. But I went in another room anyway, and I was still able to listen to stuff too. So, and then ironically, they brought her in there, and she was sitting in front of me again. So I'm pretty sure she could feel the tension on her goddamn neck. You know what I'm saying? It was like, but it was probably about 12 officers in there with us. You know what I'm saying? They escorted my ass. They escorted me all the way out the door, all the way to the street for me to cross the street.
Wow. How did you feel about Jarvis's sister's statement? I felt it, and I've gained a level of respect for Jarvis's sister.
I did too.
Hearing a victim impact statement. What was your thoughts?
I didn't hear it, but
yeah, she came alone. I saw her when I was talking to the detective or whatever, and I seen her sit down or whatever, and then I seen her go into the bathroom. So after I finished talking with the detective, I went into the ladies' room and whatever. It was two separate ones, so you can go in there individually. So when I came out, she still hadn't come out yet, and I waited for her to come out, and I could hear her in there sniffling. So I called her name, and I was like, Tawana. And she didn't answer, and I was like, Tawana. She was like, yeah. I said, you need a hug? You all right? And she was like, yeah. She probably still didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Right. And so when she finally came out, I was like, well, it's time. And, she was telling me she was up in arms. She really didn't know if she was going to come or not, like she said, or whatever. But like I told her, I said it is what it is. I said you was in the right spot at the right time, and I gave her a hug. I don't even think she knew who I was. I don't think she knew who I was. And I gave her a hug. You know what I'm saying? I think her statement was very heartfelt because she is his sister. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she is the number one reason why they was able to. Oh, they knew exactly who the focus was at that point in time. So, I don't know why people are lashing out on her and saying bad things about her. What? She was in the right spot at the right time. She really was.
Now, I remember when I did see her, but I didn't hear her victim impact statement. Hopefully, I can find that somewhere and hear it. We can hear it or whatever. If not today, maybe tomorrow. But I did see her get on the stand a while ago, and she was speaking on what she saw, and I was, you know what I mean? I didn't have no hard feelings toward her then. What he did doesn't have anything to do with her. So why would people be crashing out on her, his sister? You know what I mean? She was against him doing that. Yeah, they was calling and harassing her, calling her a betrayer, telling her she betrayed her family, threatening her on the internet and all that. What? See what I'm saying? You got some weirdos. You got some serious weirdos out here. Serious weirdos. Damn.
It was her brother. But thank God, she said, oh, she put it together and was like, I better make a call. And she did what she was supposed to do. Can't be mad at her about that.
Right.
Not at all.
I agree. I know we ain't working with a whole lot of time. We got time, but let me allow Miss Parker or Maisha. Miss Parker and Maisha, if y'all want to come up on the panel, I know y'all did have some questions. Now, any and everybody else, I'll drop the link for you all. Just give me some time. But Miss Parker and Maisha, if y'all want to come on up, come on up. Because when I heard his sister and when she made reference to her being inappropriately touched, you know, and then she was like, you knew my situation. And that's when I felt bad. And that's when I gained a level of respect for her. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and then I'm sorry, and then what shocked me was Frank being there.
Right.
Now, I didn't even know that he was there until he made that outburst, and I doubled
Who
up.
is
I said,
Frank?
"Oh shit, that's Frank. That's Frank."
Is that the brother?
You know, so I don't know. I don't understand his outburst. You know what I'm saying? Because he had some of the same kind of charges. I don't know if he was more upset because he's been put drug onto the internet. You know what I'm saying? And his life is out there in the open. You know, or is he truly upset? You just don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Are you more upset because some stuff came up about you because of him? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
or are you truly upset?
Right.
EVE Online is a vast universe.
He is not the only one. He is definitely not the only one. As like she said, there's a lot of Jarvis butts walking around here, male and female. And Frank is the owner of the car shop. Okay.
You know.
Slide in, Miss Parker.
Hey, Kenya, what's going on? Hey, Shank. Salute to the Rock Squad, the riders in the chat. How did you feel once you seen that Frank was in there?
I didn't have no feelings. It was just it was a little surprising. That was surprising.
Very surprising.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like you, Kenya. I asked the crowd earlier. I said, "What did Frank really attack Jarvis for?" Because it seems like he would have been there all the court dates that Jarvis had. Why wait to name? Because what was going to be the reaction if it was a trial? You get what I'm saying? Like all these court dates have happened and your name's being brought into it. So definitely why today. Her brother was there. How did he do?
Tawana brother?
They said Vari was there.
Oh, Vari. He was sitting in the corner. He was rather quiet. I spoke to him for a hot minute, and from what I understand, he had an outburst or whatever in there. So I don't know what the outburst was, but I think something about him saying that he deserves to die or something like that. So
wow.
Yeah.
What about Shannon? How was her reaction in the courtroom? Was she still nonchalant, like it's over? You know what I'm saying? Got that feeling like, shit, we ain't do it. He took the blame, you know, told y'all we didn't do it. How was she acting?
Girl, she was sitting right in front of me. Me and her got kicked out.
So can you explain?
So basically, me and Marie, which is Marie, she's been there since day one, was talking. You know what I'm saying? When Annette was up there or whatever, and we was like, this bitch over here talking about her. You know what I'm saying? And I guess Shannon was fed up. She knew I was sitting right behind her, and turned around and was like, shut the fuck up. And I said, shit. I honestly, my brain went from 1 to 10, so I can't even tell you what I said. But Marie said I said make me. I don't remember. So we both got put out the court. So I can't tell you if she was feeling anything, but I'm sure she was because I was sitting right behind her. Literally.
Was she crying or anything, or just there like everybody else? Like looked like an outsider.
She wasn't crying. Marquita wasn't crying. Annette fake ass came in with her head down, sat down. Her bullshit.
I seen somebody in the chat just say that Annette performed today so she can start getting her lawsuits in order.
She did. What lawsuit she gonna get in order?
Right.
Well, you know, the city did say, the DPD did say they failed.
They did. They did.
They So, you know, I could see that as a lawsuit, you know, with them, you know, coming on national TV and saying, hey, we fumbled this case. You know, they admitted to not following up on CPS and things like that. So
If anybody deserved anything, it would be Vari for the death of his sister. And she don't deserve to sue nobody for nothing. She let that shit happen. She knew what was happening. She don't deserve to sue nobody for nothing. If anybody can sue, Vari should be able to sue.
Let me ask this. Was any of Jarvis's stable of women in there?
Shit, I don't know. I wasn't looking for no them monkeys.
His stable of
So you ain't see none of them in there?
Why you got what's her name in there? That's Glorilla's sister.
Go ahead.
Why would you want to have a relationship with a chomo? You got to have some low, very low self-esteem to do that. He don't want you. You ain't no kid. He just used you for show. That man don't want you. The family deserves nothing. Facts. I like Kenya. Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I wasn't looking for none of them. I wasn't looking for none of them females. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking for none of them. The only people I was looking for was the 1-3 that I saw and that motherfucker. So
come on, Maisha.
I only have a few questions. Kenya, how did you feel about Janiah's impact statement?
Man, when I heard her statement, I'm be honest, it made my heart beat. I dropped it. I was trying not to cry for her as well. She did very well speaking. I think she spoke as much as she could. I think she did very well. She really did. And I just hope that and pray for her that she lived for herself now. And that she lived for Janiah and she turns out to be a great person. That's what I hope for her. Right. Despite everything that she's been through due to her mother and the donor. I just hope that she can go ahead and go on with life from here because, she has nothing to be shameful of. She has nothing to, blame herself about. I hope and pray that she does none of that. And I just hope that she goes ahead and thrive and become somebody. Mm-hmm. But her statement made me cry. I was in another room.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. What's going on?
A child shouldn't have to make that kind of a statement. Right. You my dad. You was my hero.
Okay.
He took her innocence.
Long here.
He took her innocence.
Glad to have you.
So
seeing you again.
I just hope that that she'll grow out of how she's feeling about herself or whatnot, because she's going to be a very pretty girl. And just hopefully she's with an individual, a lady that's going to guide her and love on her and encourage her to do life the normal way, the right way, and not fear men, because all men are not like her daddy.
Right.
I'm sad about today. I've made my peace with the Jarvis charge. How do you feel about Shannon and Annette and Marquita, and nothing has been done with them? Do you feel like that they should do time in jail? Do you feel like they should be charged for the crimes they've committed in allowing these acts to happen?
Definitely Annette and Shannon. I'm not gonna say so much Marquita. I mean, I'm sure Marquita knew what was happening because she's a twin to Shannon and they are very close to Annette. So I'm sure she knew about it. I don't think Marquita had as much play in it as they did.
Right.
Do I feel like Annette and Shannon should be in jail? Hell yeah. They're accessories.
Right.
They're accessories to a crime against a child. They should be charged with neglect, abuse. They didn't report a crime that was happening.
Trafficking. Because that's what
You know what I'm saying? Put me on mute real quick. I got a call coming in.
I understand what she was just saying fully.
Your own
I get it.
granddaughter and your own niece.
Wow. Now, I was all over the place today, Miss Parker and Maisha and everybody. I was like, of course, with Miss Annette's statement, you know, that's the first thing that took me left, because, I mean, and let me just say this, and please, y'all, don't come for Shank Rock. Please, let me just say this. People can change, and people can start off in a situation on some jacked up ish, but then later on, you know, they have a change of heart. What I'm trying to say is, I was at least expecting for Miss Annette now to just be authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the acting like you crying and all of that was unnecessary to me. I was hoping that she would have just came in and, you know, didn't make it about herself.
Right.
Everybody saw right through that.
Right.
You know, so that was the first thing that took me left. But let me let y'all ladies come on back in so I can give y'all your opportunity.
I only had two more questions for you, Kenya. One being, now since the last time we were on this panel together, has something been put in place at all regarding like a memorial service for Janiah?
If it has, we won't know. You know, we'll have to do something separately from them.
We are gardeners.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Monster Math presents multiplication. Okay, class, let's.
You know, hopefully, you know what, they're not gonna tell us because they are intertwined with what's going on with them. So if I get any information from the detective or whatever, when she tells me whatever info, you know, I'll let you guys know. But I really think that Annette and them will be selfish as far as releasing information about a memorial for her. I really don't think that they would be have that much heart to inform people of a memorial for her because of everything that's happened to them. They care more about themselves than what has happened to Janiah.
Love you.
Okay, and last question, again, just to piggyback off the last time we were on this panel, I remember you saying that you felt like you were glad that he took the plea deal so that the victims didn't have to continue to face him in court. After hearing their impact statements today, do you feel like they were okay with the plea agreement?
They probably too young to really even realize what the plea meant, honestly.
Yeah.
They're you know what I'm saying? They probably don't even understand that part of a plea deal.
Okay.
All they probably know is that he'll never touch nobody else.
Right.
They probably know that much. You know, they're safe.
Let me grab this super chat.
Thank you, Kenya. I'm sorry, but thank you, Kenya, for answering my question.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you, Maisha. I'm gonna drop the link, and if it's any of my moderators that would like to come up and ask Kenya a few questions, or even Maisha or Miss Parker, when I drop the link, if any of my moderators want to come up, come on up. I appreciate this super chat, Trelane. Trelane says, Shank, just want to thank you and Ms. Parker for all the work y'all done in this case. You're welcome, Trelane, and I gotta thank you for being one of my Rock Squad members that's really, really been holding me down. You've been rocking with me for 3 years now, so I really appreciate you, Trelane. I really do. Any of my moderators want to come up, click the link.
I do want to say this. It is crazy because I was telling Maisha earlier how all of this was unexpected. Yes, Janelle and Kiwana was there. Shout out to the family, the ones that stood, whether we liked them or not. King and Roxy been there since day one for sure. And Kiwana and Janelle on their side have been there too. So, shout out to them for being in that courtroom today, for showing up for Janiah. They have been the ones there. That's who I would expect to see break down in court today, was Roxy or Kenya or Janelle or Kiwana, honestly. Not Annette. And then it was all the wrong people doing the wrong stuff. If you get what I'm saying. We got Frank coming at Jarvis. We got Annette in her Timu Lion King wig, just all over the place. And
Lion King wig.
We got Kenya in there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta say something, because Shannon, that's all Shannon got is an F you. Or shut the F up. You get what I'm saying? So it was just a lot today, and it was from all the wrong people. And the only person that, like I said, that I'm glad spoke out, I hope Janiah speaking out again will change everything for these young voices.
Yeah.
Appreciate this super sticker, Chrissy. Once again, if it's any of my moderators that want to come up, come on up. I will be dropping the link for the general public, so just give me a minute. Come on in, Mel.
Salute. She's gonna kill me for saying this, but salute Latasha, Maisha, and Kenya.
Who told you to start putting governments down, man? Nah.
I had to get you. Because I saw you.
Let me grab this super chat. Hold up, Mel. Appreciate this super chat, Sama. Thank you, Shank and Ms. Parker, for all the time and hard work. Appreciate that super chat, Sama. Come on, Mel.
No, I just saw you come on the panel like maybe a month ago, and I saw that. I was like, I didn't know her name was Latasha. So I'm just messing with you, but Miss Parker. But
I'm in sunny Florida.
Hey, Maisha. I think one of the questions I had has already been answered. So my question, Kenya, and again, my condolences to you and your family, regardless of how crazy everything is. Family is family. But do you think that they're still investigating?
About certain things?
Yeah, I mean, do you think, I have to put my glasses on because I can't see y'all, but I came on camera because somebody said, you know what, you'll never come on the panel with you. But usually at 10 o'clock I got on the bonnet. But no, I mean, like, do you think that they're just satisfied with, his plea? Or do you think that, it still may be?
All I'm going to say is, I'm going to say this. From my understanding, they're done with the unaliving part of Janiah. They're done with that part.
Okay.
There may be more to come.
Okay, that makes sense.
As far as the unaliving part, they got who they needed for that part.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Leave that there, and y'all can read between the lines.
Okay, I'm still reading, but thank you.
Wait a minute, Mel. Appreciate this super sticker, Tracy. And just for the record, Mel, Maisha, Ms. Parker, and Kenya, I'm going to have a ball roasting all four of y'all tonight. Go ahead, Mel.
Wait, hold on for a minute.
Go ahead.
What I do?
That's because we ain't let him roast Miss Parker last night in my live stream. So this is get back. Don't worry, Miss Sunny Florida. Don't even worry about it.
I didn't have
But look, Maisha, off the record, right before he goes live, hey, babe, are you going to rub some of that Tiger Bomb on me? That's our name, the Tiger Bomb.
I'm putting the chat on punishment because of Miss Parker, Maisha, Kenya, and Mel. There y'all go. I'm putting the chat on punishment. There y'all go. I'm going to have fun tonight. How you like that?
Shay, why does it look like you keep adding people to the party? Like, I don't remember that person in the middle. So did you add somebody else to the party?
Yeah, that's Glorilla's sister, y'all.
I hope she saw him, Kenya, he been picking with that girl. He been wanting her to come for him, y'all. He was like, I'm waiting on Charleston White, and you think she'll come for me? I said, yeah. So I'm waiting on her to come. But Kenya, they're saying that the kids are back, but I caught one of Roxy's posts and stuff. Are the kids back, and are they really letting them go back to them?
I'm getting you to talk with Prince. I'm getting everybody tonight. Go ahead, Kenya, and then let Mel slide in after that. Go ahead, y'all.
I'll be 100 honest with y'all. You know, I'll be on the road. I don't be keeping up with them like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she has the other children back or not. I know that she does not have Janiah back. I don't know about the other babies, but I hope not.
Come on, Mel. Marty, Nikki, Lynn, I'm getting everybody tonight. Come on, Mel.
I think that I don't have any more questions right now, but this is just want to say what I want to say that's on my heart. Families fight all the time.
All the time.
I mean, I have a big family, you know, and when you have 8 brothers and sisters, what?
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say this because so many people are concerned, but and just want to pay respect for, you know, what it is. But sometimes it takes things to happen on both sides just for one thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if nothing else happens, and it's almost impossible for you guys to heal your wounds from, you know, just being mad all the time and just making you even madder. I do hope that you guys can come together and find a way to let Naziah fly. Because she wouldn't want, and you made a very, very profound statement. No, that wasn't you. I'm sorry. That was, I think it was maybe Jarvis' sister when she spoke about Naziah deserves to be able to rest and not have her soul wandering around everywhere. I think that would do her soul so much to have everybody together and send her off to her final resting place together.
That's right.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, she absolutely deserves that. As far as us being family, I'm good on family like that. I don't want that kind of family around. I don't want my grandkids around no people like that at all. So as far as us reuniting as a family, that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Not with them. No. Evidence to convict Jarvis for the entire on the program was it that they didn't, and that is why he got a plea deal.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you need is a concept and a way to record it. Here's how it works. First, go to riverside.fm and open an...
I'm sorry. We're not gonna reunite like that. You know what I'm saying? They like to kind of stay away from family anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they can probably more than likely continue to be that way. You know, I don't know what we could say to each other to fix this. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Shedding anger at me. You mad because your dingaling going to prison. That's what you're mad about. You more mad about that dingling going to prison than what's happened to your niece. You know what I'm saying? But when you grow up in that kind of environment, you don't know no fucking better. You know what I'm saying? Because if anything, she should have said, "Cuz you was right," and I should have took those conversations we was having on Facebook more than what I did. You right. I should have reacted. You right. I should have done better. You right. This is my fault. Take your fault on your chin.
They ain't gonna hold
This
it.
is Shannon's fault. This is the next fault.
They are not gonna hold themselves accountable.
They need to take this one. They truly are the reason why Nazia's not here. They really are. So
I understand. I was just, which is
Wait a minute, Mel. Even though I think you answered it, Kenya, but appreciate this super chat, Lady V. Kenya, did the prosecution have the evidence to convict Jarvis for Nazia's unaliving, or was it that they didn't, and that is why he got a plea deal?
listen, I believe that they had all the evidence that they needed to convict him. But when it comes to money, time, and people's time, and the state paying people, they want to not pay so much money on a case that's easy to go ahead and get it over with and send to something because they got all the proof. I believe that they had all the proof that they needed. Kim Worthy may have fucked up some shit, but I absolutely believe her when she said undoubtedly. So it's a lot that y'all don't know. It's a lot that we don't know, but I absolutely do believe that they had everything they needed to convict them of unaliving her.
Come on, Mel.
Yeah, that's great. I do have a question. I think it was, I was thinking about it earlier. So do you think that Kenya, and I think this is a good question for you because you have a really strong opinion about things. So do you think that DPD, I think that's what those acronyms, getting the case like 31 days late could have altered the way they were able to effectively bring justice to her and may have been able to maybe find more people culpable?
Okay, Janae?
No, I think the case went the way that it was going to go. I think regardless of when they got it, she was gone on the 9th.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so if for the first 30 days, the school was looking for a runaway, which I'm not sure why schools are looking for runaways. That's beyond me. But
they weren't even doing that.
Right. So just think of all of the different places she'd been, or whatever, and other people had been, and other people had been. Sometimes evidence get lost, trampled over in a 30-day window time. But the one thing that I did was I was like so disturbed. So, and they kept saying, oh, well, she was, put in the Rouge River or whatever. So what I did was I researched the Rouge River, and the reason why is because some years ago, like I have a big family, and so I have a lot of family in Detroit area. So each year we would have these family reunions. Each prospective state would host it. And I can remember going to Detroit one summer because it was always like July 15, like mid-July, we would have these family reunions. And the one thing that I can remember about Detroit was the summer days were nice, but at night we had to have the heater on in our hotel room because it was so freaking cold. And I can remember like asking my cousin, like, why is it so cold here at night? And they were saying that, they were close to Canada. I'm from Florida, so, I didn't know anything about that. So when I researched the Rouge River, there were a few things that I found out. One, that it did not feed into another body of water. Number two, it was waist deep. And number three, because it's not salt water, it doesn't really break down like enzymes within the water. So because of the temperature in Michigan, going from really, the cold, ice, and all of that, that the water pretty much remains cool throughout the summer. And therefore, decomposition of a body can take sometimes, it can still be intact in 2 years. The only thing that would make the body decompose completely till there's nothing left is if, say, for instance, she was floating around the river and there was a stomp and she hit the stump and it tore one of her limbs off. That would then cause the body. I'm sorry, I was being insensitive. I shouldn't say she, just anybody.
Right.
That the removal of a limb that's what would cause the body to decompose. Probably past recognition, and then the skin begins to disintegrate from the actual, skeletal. But as long as the body is intact in the Rouge River, that body can be intact up to 2 years. Of course, it'll experience some, waterlog and all of that, but it will still be recognizable.
Correct.
Because of the temperature of the Rouge River, and that it's not salt water and it does not feed into another body of water.
Well, that's exactly. You are exactly correct, which is why I said that if she is in there, she's recoverable. As I also spoke with detective, and I told her, well, I asked her, I said, y'all all right with me putting a search party together? Because I can get one together and we're going to walk it. And she said to hold on. So I, I am wanting people to know that I'm going to need people assistance because I am ready to put a search on. And we're going to be in water. So you're going to have them boots and water waders on. If y'all are serious and y'all want to help with this, we're going to do this. But I will give the police department the time that she said, and I'll be in contact with her. And if she says go ahead, I'm gonna put it out there. So if people are as serious as they say they are and they want to help search, we got a river to walk.
And I think that that's a great idea. Can I get everybody to give Yana a warm welcome? Yana says she came about the bushes. Salute to the host in the chat. I think that's a good idea. Appreciate this super chat, Lady V. Lady V says, Kenya, do you know if Annette required Jarvis to tell her what he did to Naziah and why, or did she not want to know?
Sound too low? Here's how to fix it. Open a sound boom. Instant volume boost up to 600%. Boom! Watch how the volume jumps. It's quick add to Chrome and super easy to use. Just one click and your sound gets loud. Sound boom. Fix low volume. Boost it up to 6.
No, I don't.
Yeah, this is pretty long. We still got like halfway to go through. And I just sat here and got a little sleepy. I don't know if y'all caught that. But when I have to get up early in the morning like that for therapy, I stay up the rest of the day. I don't come home and take a nap. Not too often, every blue moon. But yeah, I'm getting a little sleepy. We can definitely pick this back up where we left off right now tomorrow, if it's the Lord's will. And I'm going to say good night. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm so glad that bastard is no longer on this earth to harm anybody else. Yeah. So I'm going to say good night. Join me again tomorrow at 7, like I said, and we will definitely pick this back up where we left off. So I love you guys, and y'all have a blessed night.